Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Mavropanos joined Stuttgart permanently. Mavropanos' move from Arsenal to Stuttgart has been sealed after a clause in his loan deal was triggered yesterday. The defender has a simple clause in his loan deal that meant that he would seal a permanent move to the Bundesliga side if they were to avoid relegation this season. While that may have seemed a formality originally, it proved to be anything but that, needing to overturn a 3-point defected yesterday to claw their way to safety. It was a roller coaster ride for their fans, with their side taking a 1-0 lead in the opening half, only for Hertha Berlin to also take the lead over Borussia Dortmund, and going into the last 10 minutes of play, both games were tied at 1-1. Dortmund did their job by taking the lead on the 84th minute, while Mavropanos' side had to wait until injury time to find their winner, which means they climbed out of the drop zone. It's a shame that Dinos never had a fair chance in North London, despite showing plenty of promise after his initial move to the club. A number of clubs around Europe are claimed to be keen on his signature, so it's uncertain whether his current side will keep him going into the new season or whether they will cash in for a tidy profit, but our £2.5 million fee is already agreed as a part of his loan deal as reported by HITC. William Saliba may join Marseille on loan again next season. Arsenal defender William Saliba is tempted by a return to Marseille on loan again next season, but many parameters will come into play for a deal to happen. That's according to L'Equipe, who say the defender will leave for London this summer but could make a return after that. Saliba has been on loan with Marseille since the summer, with Arsenal electing to ship him out as he was not part of their plans for this season. He's been a key player for Marseille, getting the regular playing time that wasn't on offer at the Emirates. His loan deal is set to expire at the end of the season, and yesterday a report stated that he would be returning to Arsenal, who are planning for him to be in Mikel Arteta's squad next season. That report made it clear that the choice was definite, but L'Equipe add a bit of doubt into the mix. They say Saliba set for his last game at Marseille, after which he will leave for London this summer. The newspaper then questioned if he will be returning on loan again next season. The idea tempts the player, but only if Marseille were able to qualify for the Champions League. They also say that many parameters will come into play, which is a fancy way of saying that they had to reach some sort of agreement with Arsenal, who may have their own plans for the player like the report yesterday suggested. Either way, it seems Marseille will look at a way of keeping the defender beyond the summer, and according to journalist Karim Benan, talks are underway with the Gunners. Marseille today, as we speak, don't have the means to put €30 million on Saliba, he told La Chaîne on L'Equipe, relied by Top Mercato. The ideal for Olympique Marseille, and I think it's currently being negotiated, would be to negotiate a mandatory purchase option above €30 million, but at the end of the season. A second loan for a second year. This is a situation that is currently being studied at Olympique Marseille. I know Pablo Longoria talks a lot with Arsenal about this. Arsenal have agreed a fee for Aaron Hickey. Arsenal have agreed a fee for Aaron Hickey, with Calcio Napoli 24 reporting that only the final details need to finalize before the Gunners sign the left back. Hickey has enjoyed an amazing season with Bologna, scoring 5 times in Serie A, and reports claimed that Arsenal were set to meet with the representatives from the club this week to discuss a potential deal. It would appear that those talks have proven to be more than fruitful. Calcio Napoli 24 is now reporting that an agreement over a fee has been reached. Bologna will receive up to £21.2 million for the 19-year-old. The two clubs enjoy a very good relationship. They agreed a move for Takehiro Tomiyasu last summer, and it seems that those relations have helped this time around. In fact, only the finer details reportedly need to be finalized. A deal would then be good to go. Hickey really is a huge prospect for the future. He made his debut for Hearts at 16 and started the Scottish Cup final that same month. It may have taken some by surprise when he chose Bologna as his next club, but that move has proved to be an inspired one, and the teenager remains on track to release his stunning potential. It would be a coup, therefore, if Arsenal could agree a deal. His development has been described as amazing, and Mikel Arteta will hope that he can prove to be as successful a signing as Tomiyasu. Certainly, few teams, perhaps in Europe, are going to be able to compete with Arsenal when it comes to left-back area if they have Kieran Tierney and Hickey battling for a chance, with Nuno Tavares also providing cover. Arsenal want Fabio Vieira, but Liverpool agree first refusal. Arsenal want Fabio Vieira, but the Sunday Mirror reports that Liverpool have already reached an agreement with Porto that will see the Reds have first refusal on the attacking midfielder. Jurgen Klopp's men are benefiting enormously from one deal they have already done with Porto this term. They signed Luis Diaz in January, and he has gone on to be a revelation in the Premier League. It appears that Liverpool would like to poach another player from Estadio de Dragao, and they have already taken steps to make a deal happen. According to a report from the Sunday Mirror, Liverpool have agreed a deal that will leave them with first refusal to sign Vieira. It's noted that the agreement for Diaz paved the way for the latest deal. That news may come as a disappointment to Arsenal. The Sunday Mirror adds that the Gunners are also keen on Vieira. Vieira's contract includes a release clause of just £12.7 million, so Arsenal may not be concerned about Liverpool having first refusal. Vieira has enjoyed a real breakout year for Porto. He has scored 7 goals and contributed 16 assists in all competitions. 14 of those assists have come in the top flight. Porto are open to letting him leave in the future, so there could be a very good chance that he lights up the Premier League in the coming years. His versatility could help him should he move to the Premier League. He has predominantly played as an attacking midfielder or second striker, but he can also play on either flank and has even featured at left back. Arsenal fans, meanwhile, will have extremely high hopes if they end up signing a midfielder with the surname Vieira this summer. Arsenal linked with Tottenham target Carlos Alcaraz. Arsenal want Tottenham target Carlos Alcaraz, with the Sunday Mirror reporting that the young midfielder has set his sights on moving to the Premier League. Alcaraz is a 19-year-old midfielder currently playing for Racing Club in his native Argentina. He has made 18 appearances in all competitions this season, scoring 5 times. He has predominantly played in the middle of the park, but he can play in a number of other positions. Reports this week claimed that Tottenham were amongst a long list of clubs keen on Alcaraz, and it seems that they have been joined by their North London neighbours. The Sunday Mirror reports that Arsenal also want Alcaraz. Both teams have sent scouts to watch the teenager. The report notes that he's valued at £20 million. However, it's a claim that they have both been told that there will be no negotiations before June. Meanwhile, Atletico Madrid, PSV Eindhoven, Sevilla and Inter Milan all want him, but the Sunday Mirror claims that he would prefer to move to England. Of course, Arsenal have enjoyed some success signing players from South America in recent years. Gabriel Martinelli has proved to be an outstanding addition at the Emirates. Meanwhile, it appears that they are making progress on a deal for Marquinhos, so they may be hoping to repeat the trick with Alcaraz, who was born on the day Robert Pearce broke the deadlock and Thierry Henry scored a brace as Arsenal beat Aston Villa 3-1 at Highbury. Both Arsenal and Tottenham will hope to improve their midfield option this summer. Neither probably has the amount of depth that they would like. It would perhaps be a big win for Arsenal if they could land Alcaraz ahead of Tottenham. Striker holding out for Arsenal despite preliminary talks with Newcastle. Newcastle are claimed to have held preliminary talks over a move to sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton, but he's holding out for Arsenal instead. The Gunners are also hot on the hunt for a striker this summer, with the club having failed to sign a replacement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in January, and with both Alexander Lacazette and Edin Ketia into the final month of their current deals. The Magpies appear to have tried to steal a march on us by holding talks over a deal to sign the England international, but the Football Insider reiterates that the player's preference is to come to the Emirates Stadium instead. Even if the player himself is eyeing a potential move to North London, there is no guarantee they want him. According to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal seem to be focusing their efforts on signing Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City. In truth, Jesus probably looks a better option than Calvert-Lewin, who has had his injury problems in recent time and who is a slightly more limited player up front anyway. The 25-year-old is a clinical finisher, but there is not that much else to his game, and that could mean Jesus would make a better fit for Mikel Arteta's side. Juventus star's agent has held talks with multiple Premier League clubs ahead of summer move. Paulo Dybala's agent has held talks with Manchester United, Newcastle and Arsenal over a possible move this summer as the Juventus star's contract with the club is set to end. This is according to transfer journalist Ekrem Connor, who has also stated that Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid are interested in the Argentine star. Dybala has spent his career in Italy since 2012 and got his big move to Juventus in 2015. As the Argentine's contract was coming to an end, the pair failed to agree on a new terms, and after 7 years the 28-year-old could be set to move to another European league. The centre forward isn't as good as he used to be, but has shown signs on occasions. The Argentine has played 37 games for Juve this season and has bagged himself 15 goals and 6 assists so far. Man United are looking for a new striker this summer, and the 26-year-old could be a solid partner for Cristiano Ronaldo, having occupied that role at Juventus. Arsenal are also in the hunt for a forward to replace Alexander Lacazette and Edin Ketia, who look set to leave North London as their contracts are also expiring. The Argentine can play up top or in the 10 position, so this could be a good move for the Gunners. As for Newcastle, Dybala is a big enough name, and his signing could be a statement from the Magpies as they look to claim the Premier League table following their takeover. This should be an interesting race for the Juventus man, as it seems to be a lot of interest in the player. Newcastle United set to battle Arsenal for the signing of Youri Tielemans. Newcastle United look set to battle Arsenal for the signing of Youri Tielemans from Leicester City. Leicester could be planning to overhaul their squad this summer after a disappointing season. In order to raise some funds for potential transfer targets, they may have to sell some of their star players. According to Vigaches, Newcastle will now rival Arsenal for the signing of Tielemans. Newcastle are likely to spend big this summer, as it's their first pre-season transfer window under their new ownership. Players may be reluctant to pursue a move to Newcastle as it stands due to their lack of European football, although Eddie Howe has done a stellar job since arriving midway through the season. It could take some time for the North East club to compete at the top of the table. Arsenal, however, are in the driving seat for the race to gain the Champions League qualification. The Gunners currently sit 1 point ahead of their rivals Tottenham, so securing a top 4 finish is in their hands. Tielemans has had a taste for European football with Leicester this season, but this campaign Brendan Rodgers' side have struggled in the Premier League, and there will be no European competitions at the King Power Stadium next year. Arsenal will have an advantage over Newcastle in this transfer race. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.